Hello and welcome back. Today we're working on an LX model car, which is the Charger, Magnums, and 300s. We're going to be working on the Driveshaft. We're going to be removing this bearing right here first. Now this carrier bearing is important. It goes right in the middle of the two-piece driveshaft, so we're going to use some PB Blaster to help remove the old one first. We're going to tap it down so we don't damage that shaft. Then once you get it out, we're going to slide on the new one, but we're going to clean off that area first. As you can see here, this is what the old one looked like, and we're going to get it ready to install the new one. I have it on a piece of wood, and I have an end of a vacuum, which is actually almost a perfect diameter to go around this shaft and hit that bearing, and this way we don't damage it at all, but we provide adequate pressure on each side. And when you tap it down, you make sure you continue to tap it down and let it slide down easily with that tube. And that tube will go all the way around that shaft without it damaging anything, so you can get that bearing on without marring the metal on it. Now the next thing you could do is use a wire brush or anything that you want to clean up the ends where the couplers are going to go on. I'm just trying to prep them and get them ready. Now once you knock down the scaling or whatever you're going to do to just get this ready for the coupler, we're going to move on to the next stage, which is using a degreaser. Now I'm using purple power, and we're going to just spray each end, clean it up, get any of that grime off that might have been trapped in there before we install the new coupler. Alright, I'm using these disposable rags to wipe it off and get it ready for the next step. Alright, after I used some rust reformer gel, let it dry, I cleaned it up and I sprayed it over with the primer and paint. Now we're going to go on to doing the next step, which we're going to remove all the rust and clean it up. You can see how to do that in my other video. And now we're going to line up the coupler on the bottom end of the dry shaft, and we're going to get the other side ready to go too. Once you get it lined up, it presses on very easily. You do not have to use force. And this is what you're going to go for. You want it to fit in that coupler and press in easily. Now I have the old bolts and they're still good, so we're going to reuse them and put them back in. Now also make sure you have some thread locker. That way we make sure those bolts and nuts are fastened correctly. Now that we have our coupler and bearing in, we're going to be ready to put this dry shaft back together and put it underneath the car. Now I had the gas tank drop to do the unibody frame repair in the back, get rid of that rust, but now I had to get that gas tank back up. But for now, that's for another video, so stay tuned and watch for more. Thanks again, and like and subscribe for more.